The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's January 5th, 2023. I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, Otis Wiley and Jehuu Caulcrick, and this is Sparta. You know, we got a jam-packed show. We got special guest for you today, a very, very, very special guest. And remember, if you're watching this live, be sure to click the like button and the subscribe button and follow us on all of our social medias. And this is exactly how to do that. Thanks for tuning in to This is Sparta MSU. Interested in hearing more from us? Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok. Click on the link in the bio to head to our link tree for more information. Help us grow our following by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Tell your friends and family to do the same. Have an idea for a future episode? Let us know in the comments section below. And now, back to the show. All right, gentlemen. Hey, man, we're going to get started with this because, look, we've had one transfer, Nate Carter, Mr. Carter on the call on this show with us. Today, we have our first high school signee of the 2023 class, and it's none other than Jordan Hall, linebacker out of IMG, along with Momma Hall, joining us out of VA. How you guys doing?
Good, doing good. How are you?
We are good. Thank you guys for taking the time. I know, Jordan, you just came from the UA game and, you know, all that turnaround and everything like that. Appreciate you guys taking the time to jump on with us.
Of course, no problem. Yeah, we're glad to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I need some of that swag.
All right.
Swag you got during that week, man. What's up?
I got so much swag. It's crazy, man. Jordan, so talk a little bit about that, the week that you had down in Orlando with the Under Armour All-American game, which is a great event that you were able to be invited to, and you showed out in that. I was actually there watching. But talk about that experience for you, you know, as to top off your high school career.
It was a great experience. They had a lot of events for us to do throughout the week, not just football related. You know, they took us to Top Golf. It was a very fun-packed week, and then the football aspect just made it that much better. And, you know, the game to play, I think, as well as I did, it's a good ending for me to have in my high school career.
Yeah, we saw that clip, man, where look, I was a defensive player, defensive back, safety. And so I played a little bit outside linebacker when we got down to the Rabbits nickel dime package. But, you know, I saw that textbook play of see ball, eat ball in that flat, man. And I don't think receiver was quite prepared for that boomstick you put on him, man, and knocked him out. But, you know, talk about just your growing up playing football. And when was the first time you truly fell in love with this game that we all love?
I'll probably say around the age of 6 or 7. I was really never into football a lot. We went to my cousin's house one day, and my cousin's dad, he was like, you know, you look like you would be a pretty good size to play football. And I was like, you know, I don't know, we'll see. And then a couple weeks later, I was out playing, practicing and stuff, full pad, and never stopped since then, 6 years old.
I was about to say, Momma Hall, did you make him play up already? Was he?
No,
No.
not ready. No, I was like,
So were you against football? Did you like it at first? Because I know there's a lot of parents out there that are on the fence about playing the game. How did you feel when he was playing out there? You seen your baby 6 years old playing this brutal quote unquote game.
I wasn't ready. I absolutely was not ready. Anybody would tell you the first time I was like, no, does anybody have like any bubble wrap to put my baby in? I do not want him out there. I'm just not ready for this. And then it was like when he put on the pads for the first time, and it was just like he just turned into a monster, kind of like he was just hitting everything, and the kids were afraid of him, and I was just like, okay, maybe he's gonna be okay. And then it was like everybody was like, "Do you want to put bubble wrap on who?" Like, what are you talking about? And it was just, yeah, I was okay. I was okay. Yeah, I was fine.
Yeah. Now that it's very similar to my mom's story there. But so Jordan, for you, when did it? You said you started playing football at a young age, and you said you didn't even know if you wanted to play football. But when did it click for you that you're like, wow, okay, I'm actually good at this game?
Probably after that first or maybe second year, where I really started playing football. After that first or second year, things just started to come a lot easier, and I realized, I could really do something, special with this.
Well, I think from a standpoint, like we all have been a part of recruiting, and you're in a different age, different stage of recruiting now, being the NIL and obviously social media. You're able to put together highlight tapes and films and highlights, and just get the notoriety from a social standpoint. And we've all been a part of this recruiting process with like our mothers being a part of this. But just talk about the relationship with your mom, and how involved she was, but also throughout this whole process, because I know there was a lot of decisions that you could have made and went elsewhere. But talk about the relationship through the recruiting process, as well as Michigan State and selecting us as your next stop in your career to get you to the next level. But just talk about the relationship with your mom.
She played a very big part in my commitment and my recruitment and things like that. Every important visit that I went on, where I was talking to coaches and things like that, she was always there, and her input was always valued. Michigan State wise, if I can be blunt and honest, the towards the end of my recruitment is really between Florida and Michigan State, and I felt like each situation was good, but I saw the way that she gravitated towards the coaching staff and things like that, and I figured if there's positive for both, and my family gravitates to that, and also me, then what better place to be.
So that's a great point. And, like Otis mentioned, like all our mothers went with us, on our recruiting trips. And Jordan, that you said your mother gravitated towards the coaching staff. Momma Hall, what was it that drew you towards Coach Tucker and his staff?
I just felt like it was family from the very beginning. And I mean this wholeheartedly. I mean, it was literally from the coaching staff, from the janitorial staff, and I meant that literally. We just felt like family. They treated us, we spoke to them, they spoke to us, they hugged us. They just really made us genuinely feel like family. We were in Mel Tucker's home, Coach Tucker's home, his wife. It was just, there is no other way that I can explain it. It was just family from beginning to end. All of the coaching staff, everybody, even to some of the players. I've seen them like on Twitter and stuff, and they just embraced us from the very beginning. Yeah,
that's great. That's all you can ask for. Especially as a parent. Sending your kid away. But I think Otis, I'm going to give him some flack here. He jumped the gun a little bit here. I want to go take a step back because a few weeks ago when we did this show and we, introduced the 2023 class, and when you popped up, like Jason got excited, Otis got excited, I got excited, and I said, out of all the kids coming from high school that have never strapped it up and played at the NCAA level, I think you are, Jordan, you are the most ready to come in and play right away and contribute at Michigan State. But with that, the reason I said that is because you went to, IMG Academy, where you're the first in, ever in IMG history to be a 3-time captain. What was that decision going to IMG, and how did IMG prepare you for the next step, coming to Michigan State?
So, I went there the end of my freshman year. They reached out to me. I went on a visit and I was really over there. And, IMG as a whole in the school, especially, with their athletic department, they really understand what it takes to get an athlete to the next level and provide them with the resources that they need to be successful. Not only there at their school, but at the next level. And it's shown with the athletes that, they've had. I think probably over 15, 20 IMG alum right now in the NFL. So, what better place to put yourself where they're producing athletes at a spot where you would like to be at.
Because it's, you played, like my son also is going through that process. So I've had the pleasure of seeing you play this season, like up close and personal on a week-to-week basis. And I tell Spartan fans, like you have a style of play, like the way that you diagnose plays is kind of like a Max Bulla used to, or Kyle Halliday is similar to that, a guy who seems to have a knack for the ball no matter what. And I don't know if it's part preparation, part film study, obviously, those types of things, but some of it seems like it's in your DNA. But what you possess is a lot more athleticism, in my opinion, than even those players, and they're great players, Michigan State's past. What is it that you have been able to do as a linebacker that's gotten you to a point where you seem to be a ball hawk? You're always around the ball. You know what that offense is trying to do after a series or two. How has that come about in your development?
It's definitely a lot of preparation, a lot of game planning stuff, maybe not days, but weeks before the game is actually played. And a lot of the stuff is just gathered over time, not just any team, like a specific team, but a lot of teams, you kind of know what they like to do in certain formations and where they're trying to get the ball to, what, key players that they have. So a lot of it is preparation, and a lot of it is just instinct. Like I said, you kind of know what teams are looking for when they get into certain formations, when they have certain personnel in. So all that kind of goes into, me getting to the ball.
Yeah, so we had the pleasure of so when you're part of the family, so you're a Spartan dog, right? And even when you're done,
Spartan dog.
I mean, this is a brotherhood. Like the family is part of the family for forever. And so, one, you picked a great school. So kudos to that. But we all had an opportunity. So Coach Tucker, when he got the job, I said this before on one of our other podcast episodes, is that when he got the job, he brought all of us on like immediately, all our former players of like, we are the program. And in that, they created him, Darian Harris, who's another alum, another linebacker, which I know you've worked and talked to closely with. And we created it's called Spartan Dog Con, right? And I think last summer was maybe there at the end of that July event, but we got a chance to truly get to know Coach Hazelton. And, I just wanted you to kind of share with Spartan Nation of like, what was Coach Hazelton's, your first impression, but also getting to know him and the system that he runs? Like what excited you about getting to be a premier linebacker in this defense that you're going to be taking on when you get to campus?
Yeah, Coach Hazelton, he's probably me and him probably have the closest relationship out of all the coaching staff. When I came up there 2 summers ago, that's who I spent most of my time with, was him and Coach Els. But, as some roles change, he's now the linebackers coach. So over this last year, is when we really started to, talk as much as we could, with the dead periods and things like that. We used to get on calls every week and just chop it over each other, not even about, football per se, just about life and things going on. He's a really smart guy. He has an NFL background and a college background, so he knows what things need to look like. So I'm very, privileged to have him as a coach and things of that nature.
How many blitzes did he promise you, though?
Yeah, so on that, so I'm sure you watched Michigan State this season, right? And Michigan State ended up 5-7. Did you talk to him as you watched Michigan State struggle a bit this year? Last year 11-2, New Year's Six bowl game. This year, not so good. How did that weigh into your decision? Obviously, you did sign with Michigan State, but watching that, talking with Scotty Hazelton through those struggles, how did that play out for you?
It didn't really have that much of a factor. Coach Stark hasn't been there a long while. He's still kind of new. He's still, building the program that he wants. So, you're going to have, maybe an off year or two, but at the end of the day, everybody's goal is still the same. And with, the leadership that Coach Tucker has, I'm sure that, that's not going to be a constant thing of Michigan State losing. And, that's kind of why I chose Michigan State, is I want to be a part of, changing that culture. And they're already on the right path, excluding the game and stuff this year. But, it's definitely something that I want to be a part of. And so I really didn't have much of a, per se, the record of my recruitment and things like that. I committed back in June, and I stuck with it. It was the best decision for me at the time, and it still is. So.
You know what? I gotta give you, Jordan, Momma Hall, your entire family, credit, and and this is one of the reasons I'm super excited about Jordan coming on to be a Spartan, because like you said, you committed in June. The season isn't going like anyone anticipated it going. And I know behind the scenes there were other schools saying, see, you don't want to go there, but you guys stuck with your commitment. And, you're coming to that, and that shows the character and the family value, and that's why we're so excited to have, Jordan become, a Spartan dog and come to, the community here. How was that with how recruiting's changed and, with NIL being thrown around there and everything like that, but you guys stuck with your commitment to Michigan State. How was that, the whole process during the season?
Yeah, so I'm big on loyalty and things of that nature. So I wins, losses, thick and thin. If I made a commitment to be involved in something 100%, that's something that I plan on doing. No matter the outcome of what the school or anything that's going on. Like you said, there were a lot of schools, getting in my ear, saying they're not as good as maybe they were in previous years and things like that. But at the end of the day, I committed for a reason, and a win and loss record previous to me getting there doesn't affect that at all.
Beautiful.
Man, look, for me, this is a question for you, Momma Hall. So, I've seen you on the road, with Jordan during this season, and you seem to be able to conjure a lot of family. There's people, obviously, that love you, Jordan. I'm going to tell you that, man, because I don't know how hard it is, how easy it is, but there's always so much support for Jordan. It's difficult. When you have a son that's playing a national schedule in high school, to go as a parent, let alone extended family. At St. Francis game, which was the last technical game of your high school career over in Maryland at the University of Maryland. I mean, it seemed like half the stadium was Jordan Hall family members and friends. We saw the commitment. When you actually signed, rather. In your home, and it was full of people. I mean, it's just, you got a lot of love. And Momma Hall, what is it that you do? Because the Spartan Nation has already fallen in love with you a long time ago, and we got to get her followers up, by the way, Spartan Nation. She needs some more followers. I think she's at 1,500. That's unacceptable. You got to move that comma for her, You know, because she's a special lady. Seriously, she really is. But what is it that you are able to do to be able to get? I mean, you're gonna bring that same support. I imagine they're gonna be in East Lansing, huh?
Definitely. I don't do anything. It's all Jordan. They just, I mean, we do have a supportive family. And we do have a lot of friends in our community. Family, of course. They just really love Jordan. They love what he stands for. I mean, he is a really, really good young man. And he's very humble. He's very respectful. And it's hard not to support him, you know. So it's just a matter of, you know, it's every day say, hey, you know, what has Jordan got going on right now? You know, where's the next game? You know, what's going on, so we know where to go. You know, I need to put it on my calendar. It's never, you know, a question. They want to be there. They want to support. I don't have to, you know, pull somebody's arm or whatever. It's just whatever's going on, they're ready. They're ready to support. It's very easy. So it's all him. It's really not me doing anything extra. It's just giving them the date and the time, and they're there.
That's awesome. So I got another question for you, Momma Hall. All right, so you guys have been to Michigan State games. You've seen the atmosphere and everything. Take that away, and now let's fast forward to September 2nd, 2023. All right, now you have 85,000 fans. Opening day. It's a beautiful day in East Lansing. Central Michigan comes to town. Swag surfing starts playing in the stadium. Now you know your son's gonna run through. What's that gonna be like? You know, all the work and all the travel and everything. Now you're gonna see him on this stage. What is it gonna be like for you?
I don't know. I just hope I don't lose my voice.
Oh, by the way, Momma Hall does not bite her tongue during games, everybody. So get ready for that. She knows the game, and the referees better be on point. And I know that, you know. And I know, Jordan, you can hear it too, can't you?
Sometimes. Jordan, we talked about this class, man. And, you know, our coaching staff did a great job of bringing in the strong class that we have. And I know you had an opportunity to kick it and chill with some of the recruits as you guys were on visits, and as you, I don't know if you were rallying the troops or just being a vocal point, like the anchor for this class. But, you know, who in the recruiting class did you become friends with and now like brothers, because, you know, you guys are all committed and coming here to change the tide here of, you know, getting to the win column?
You know, I'm not too big on recruiting. You know, I post a little stuff on Twitter, you know, just kind of keep people up to date, but I'm not really too big on, you know, trying to recruit people. Probably should have been, but that's kind of just not my personality, not like who I am. I feel like, you know, if somebody really wants to make that decision, they're gonna have to make the decision by themselves. But through this recruiting process and since my commitment, I've been able to, you know, build some relations with, you know, Andrew. DePage's a really nice guy. By Joe, you know, Brennan, guys like that. You know, we really have come together in the last couple of months because we're all about to take that next step in our life. And it's going to be nice to, you know, have each other as a support group going into this next phase.
Definitely. I got one important defensive question for you, though. You know, one is what would you rather have? Would you rather have a sack, a big stick where you're knocking somebody out, or interception for a pick six?
It depends on the game.
Michigan games.
Yeah, Michigan game. What happened last season? You saw what happened, and you saw the rivalry, right? You saw what went down. You got what we've been dealing with our entire careers. You know, playing for the green and white and living it as an alum. But to Jehu's point, Michigan comes to East Lansing, and it is prime time, noon, Fox kickoff, and you are out there. What would you rather have in that game?
I'll probably take the point.
All right, that's smart, man. Of course. Smart.
The intelligence. See that? Take the points, man. Pick six,
exactly. Everyone wants to get in the end zone. Everyone wants to get in the end zone. That's where it's fun.
Man.
Jordan, are you enrolling early or are you coming in the summer?
No, I'll be there Friday.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, coming.
So
He's coming.
You go witness. We got this weekend. We're gonna bring it up, but Michigan comes to basketball for Breslin Saturday, man. So you're gonna hopefully be in
Got
the,
to get
in,
that
in the
man some
stadium
tickets
or the
too.
arena.
We got to find a way.
Yeah.
I think you know some people that might be able to get you in the Breslin Center.
Scratch that head. Scratch that head. Oh,
the Otis. To watch a basketball game. No,
Hit us up, man. Hit us up, man. Hit us up.
Yeah.
So what you be hitting? We're gonna be hitting him up. He's gonna have all the plugs. We're gonna have to be hitting Jordan up.
He's gotta learn his way around, man. I mean, give him a couple weeks. Jeez. No, man.
Jordan, what are you looking forward to the most about coming to East Lansing?
Really just trying to make an early impact. That's my biggest goal of coming there. You know, I know coming in there early helps, but I'm definitely still gonna have to play that role as the rookie and learning the ropes. But I'm always gonna put my best foot forward and try my best to become the leader that I have been over the last 3 years, and just keep taking those things steps to make an early impact on and off the field.
Yeah, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question, because out of the three of us, I'm the most studious one here.
Here we go.
Do you know what you want to study, when you come in, or are you still undecided?
I wanted to do criminal justice for a long time. But I think as I'm getting closer to more of a career base, I think after football, I want to get into coaching. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to change it to communications to help me, get better with that.
Nice.
Com Arts. Big time program. A lot of successful people coming out of the Com Arts program.
Great.
Absolutely. I mean, look, guys, we really appreciate you coming on here and wanting to introduce you to Spartan Nation, first, get a good first look before you come on the campus tomorrow. That would be tomorrow, because this is Thursday night. Tomorrow, you'll be in East Lansing. So make sure, Spartan Nation, when you see Jordan Hall around, and you see Momma Hall especially, Momma Hall is to pay for nothing. Momma Hall is, when you talked about recruiting, Jordan doesn't do that stuff. That's maybe not his personality, but it's Momma Hall's personality. I see her on Twitter. I see her on Twitter.
We'll be at Dublin. Dublin. Mama
Rick's.
Gonna see what Rick's is all about.
I get some nice restaurants, man. He want to take you to all the bars. He's a bar guy. Dublin. No, how about Jolly Pumpkin, guys, or IHOP? Our spot.
Look, we'll get it right, man. But I did say on the episode, Momma Hall family, when they come to town, especially football season, my dad is still tailgating, like he's still leading the parent club, and
show you that
you got a spot where the food is fresh, cooked, Chef Boyardee. My dad is.
Oh man, yeah.
So you got a spot right across from the football facility. So when you come to town, make sure you land there for sure.
We'll point you in the right direction.
Just don't ask for your steak well done.
You can do whatever. Now, welcome to the family, both of you. We really appreciate you coming on. Enjoy the time with you, and look to have you back on, Jordan, obviously, as you continue your career. And we're going to talk about those pick sixes. We're going to revisit this right here when it comes to fruition next season. But, man, I appreciate the time, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
What a great family. Great interview. Great kid. He seems humble and hungry, and can't wait to get him on campus.
No,
can't wait to see you in the spring. Look, you know how it is when you put those pads on, you put that green and white on, you're like, all right, time to get it cracking, man. So I fear for the offensive guys that's going to have to feel that wrath from Jordan Hall, man. So kudos to making it the great decision to come to the fraternity for life Spartan Dogs, baby.
I know, man. I mean, Jay, you were spot on with that, man. Like, I'm telling you, like, a lot of guys, you can see them, they're great athletes, but you don't know how they're going to transition into this game when you talk about coming to higher level elite college game because it's different most of the time from what they're used to seeing. With Jordan, you don't have any of those worries at all. I'm just excited to see him get into that deep linebacker room. That's one of the deepest positions on the team. And I still think he's going to play. That's a true freshman. He's that good. He's that good mentally, and he's got all the specs. I mean, man, the guy can fly. He's got the size. He's got everything. And, you know, you guys know this more than anybody. If you're able to get it upstairs, man, I mean, it makes you that much faster, and you have that much of a chance to make an impact early.
Yeah, he absolutely does. And, you know, I think, and this is something that we didn't really, it wasn't as popular back when we were coming out, having the opportunity to come in early, you know, come in January, get the weight program there, get accustomed to the college life, go through spring ball. You really have a leg up there. So, you know, with him coming out of IMG, a program that traditionally gets guys ready for the next level, that's going to be an added bonus for him. And, you know, I expect to see him, making an impact on a lot of special teams and then working his way into the rotation on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jehuu, to that point, we didn't have this I would say luxury to come out early and pay your stripes, earn your stripes during winter conditioning. I mean, I did come early when it came to like June.
This is something we didn't talk about this because, you know, we're not in a bowl. Michigan State's not. But did you see what I saw with the incoming freshmen? They were practicing this year. The NCAA allows them to practice in bowl practices. So these kids, so say Michigan State was in a bowl.
So technically
Jordan would have been practicing with them already. And then so they're at the Under Armour All-American game. There were kids there, or young men there, that had left their team's bowl prep to come to the Under Armour game, and then they were going to go back and then, you know, play with the team if they were to make it to the championship game. Some of them did exactly that. The Georgia
question for you guys: if we, you know, like we talk about that, it wasn't as big of a thing. You know, I know back then Maurice Clarett, he was the one that he enrolled early. But would you guys have wanted to enroll early?
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I tried to get there. I mean, I got there before we even had to report it. Remember, we had back then with John L. We had the rookies came and did their like rookie camp 2 days prior to the vets. It was like kind of pro-like. I remember sleeping I didn't have nowhere to stay. Luckily, I mean, I lived in Flint, but like I didn't have a car. But I was staying on Greg Cooper's couch with Clifton Ryan, Matt Trennan, and like I was going to work out just to get prepared for that summer workout because like you just never know what you're gonna get yourself into, and I didn't want to be shocked. I didn't want to be like, you know, not prepared. So that weight room, that first workout week, man, like Coach Manning murdered me, man. Like it was, I couldn't put no weight up on the bench, man. Like I was struggling, you know. But I just came back from state track meets and weren't running. And like I had the speed and the condition, but that weight wise, like it's a difference maker in working out as a collegiate athlete versus high school. But now these kids are coming in well more prepared because there's better resources, and I think, you know, Jordan is prepared for physically, mentally, and, you know, kudos to him because, I would have been here ASAP, man, because I knew I was struggling on that weight room.
Yeah, spoken like a true skill player. Otis said, look, the big fellas is the exact opposite. You know,
you need that conditioning.
We love the weight room. We can lift all day long. But
that's true.
You want me to run 16? What? 20? What? Man, hey, that was an eye-opening experience. But I'll be honest though, because that was a good question that you asked there, Jehuu, about would we like because I'm now have my mind is conditioned to today,
right?
But going back, if I'm like, if somebody said to me, for real, you're talking 1994, guys. This is a long time ago, right? They said, forget your spring semester, go to college right now. I would have been like, no.
I want to live my life.
Yeah, because that's the senioritis and all that. You go win another state title in the shot put. Let me hang out, man. Get fat, lazy, do nothing. and be dying in the running test, because that's what they don't even do the running test anymore, guys. So it's different.
Man.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, you remember getting that manual? Coach Manny?
The
I was
workout?
like, man, what am I
supposed to do? What?
I'm like, bro, I'm not. You supposed to what? Check these boxes? No, I'm good.
How about you came in a couple days early? Oh, how about the first day of like summer conditioning? We're out on the turf field, the field hockey field there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was late.
Oh no.
What was you doing? Why were you late though? That's the question.
Because I was in there, and Mr. Nick, Bob Knickerbocker, great guy, by the way, my guy.
Western New York. Here we go.
I needed some new shoes, and I didn't have shoes. So I went in there, and he's like, oh, what shoes? So we're shooting the breeze, talking about Western New York, and he gives me the shoes. I'm sitting there. He's like, hey, what time you got warmed up? What time you work out? I was like, I was in that 1 o'clock slot. I was like, 1. He's like, uh-oh. And then so it was like 12:57 or something like that. I'm booking it, yeah, going, and then I jump right in line there, and then Coach Manny's like, Jehuu, why are you late to my workout? I was like, oh, I was in there trying to get some. Mr. Nick was giving me new shoes. And then Manny played it off. He's like, oh, okay, you wanted new shoes, huh? He's like, yeah. I was like, what size shoes do you wear? I was like, 13. He's like, okay, if you're ever late again, my size 11 and a half are going to be sideways up your. I was like, welcome to MSU.
I mean, you're already huffing and puffing because you ran across the street.
Right.
You're like, I know your eyes were like.
Just looking at everyone, everyone's like, man, you're that first one to get cussed out by Manny.
Man, you got that was even a mellow version of Manny. I got you talking. That was what year? What year was that?
Manny,
2002, 3.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, I was told I would never play it down. I would never play it down in the Big Ten, looking like I was looking. He told me that multiple times in the summertime, and I was like.
You got a way of making you feel good about yourself, right?
Yeah. I was like, all right. But I was like, Coach, I got a heart of a lion, man. I'll be on that field. Trust me. I said that too. I was like, trust me. I'll be on that field.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. I was like, I'll knock somebody out, man. I got aggression built up, man. I don't care if I'm $150. I'm out here Chuck Brett knocking. I'm trying to knock your head off. He was like, look at he's like, I can see your rib cage. You ain't got no pecs.
I can see your rib cage.
Man. Oh my goodness! Look, we can reminisce all day, man. Hold on, man. Let's not forget our friends over at IHOP.
When you join IHOP's new rewards program, the International Bank of Pancakes, and start stacking pan coins toward free food, you get a smile on your plate. Download the app and join the rewards program today.
Gotta talk about it, guys. The school down the road, man. I mean, we covered it a little bit a couple days ago on the podcast, but look here, man. Once again, signing day has occurred. Michigan loses a bowl game for the 6th consecutive year, and Harbaugh is flirting with the NFL again, man. It looks like there's a lot of smoke saying that he's going to probably get up out of there, man. And what do you guys think about that?
I think.
Are we wasting our time? Man, why?
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. This is what he does. He does this, then he goes and whispers out there, oh, I might be interested in maybe the Colts job or the Panthers job. And then just to get that buzz going, and everyone's like, oh no, we're gonna lose Jim. We had a great year. And then he comes back and says, okay, I'm going to stay, and he wants to be the savior and everything like that. My question is this. Ryan Day has had success. Why has nobody asked about Ryan Day? I think Harbaugh's low-key throwing his name in the hat and, getting feelers out there.
I mean, the question is the seat that hot? Because as I was listening to the radio yesterday about this, they were talking about it, and they were saying, like, Ward Manuel has to be thinking, like, every year I got to deal with this. Like, is this man 1 foot in, 1 foot out? Like, you are an alum. You have finally got to the Indianapolis Big Ten championship game back-to-back, CFP back-to-back. Like next year, possibly could it be the time where they finally get over the hump and get to the national championship? But like this, when you're recruiting and these news is happening as recruits, it's one of those things like, man, like my man is he confident? He's not consistent. Like it's just a lot of questions that are just too much gray area. For all we know, this could just be other rumors and people are putting the rumblings out and he has no inclination of going to the NFL. I mean, why would you when you're doing what you're doing now? You got the staff right. You got the roster management going. I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like every year we got to deal with this. Like, I get it. You had a little bit of success with the 49ers, but like, I don't think you need to go back up to the NFL. You got to stay at the collegiate level. That's my opinion. Done.
No. I think differently, guys. I think that he really is getting this little interest from the NFL. He did interview a year ago, as we know, with the Minnesota Vikings. He wanted that job after going to the Big Ten championship and the college football playoffs. Got smoked by Georgia, but he tried. There's those L's again. He tried to go to Minnesota. He actually told recruits that had signed, "Hey, this is my dream. You know, don't you want to live your dream?" After they had signed their national letter of intent to come to Michigan. And then it took a lot of people standing on tables in Minnesota, my sources tell me, to stop that train. And he had to crawl back to Michigan, guys, and which to me really does speak volumes for the kind of season he had after pulling that. He lost 2 coordinators and was able to retool and get back to the Big Ten. That's an incredible feat. But he's doing it again. Look, remember, he went to the Super Bowl. This isn't like my old coach, Nick Saban, when he went to the NFL, he didn't have the success at Miami. Jim Harbaugh got to the Super Bowl and lost, I think, to his brother, right?
Yep.
He lost.
But who was his quarterback, though?
Yeah, well, you know, Kaepernick.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I mean,
I know, but 2 years after he goes, they're trying to trade him, trade a coach. Guys, have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard of a coach being traded in the NFL?
No.
The only other time I've heard it's only happened once in our time, was when Gruden got traded to Tampa Bay or something like that. Yeah, that's the only time. But when you're talking about that, and I just don't think he has the NFL coach. I don't think he wants to go back to the NFL. I think it's just to get that news and that attention and everything like that. And you saw, in the NFL, from the AFC or NFC title game to the Super Bowl, it's 2 weeks you get off. College is 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And he's not a game. We talked about it. Once there's that gap, he can't win it. He can't prep during downtime. And
100% disagree with you on this one, Chew. It is widely known in coaching circles that the NFL is much more family friendly than college football because of one thing: recruiting, as you like to call it. Recruiting. You ain't got to do that at the college level. You have a scouting department. He doesn't. It wears on guys. There's coaches that love it. Yeah. There's coaches that love recruiting that are out there.
This is what
Jim Harbaugh's not one of them.
This is This is what I'm saying. Like with that, he can't in college. As a college coach, you can talk to a kid a certain way.
Oh yeah.
And I'm saying with the NFL, he's not that, because you can't talk to a grown man the way you can talk to a college coach. And I think that's why he lost the team in San Francisco, because he wanted to do those types of things. And this is like, you got a Frank Gore, you got a Pat Willis, all those guys saying, no, bro, listen, I'm a grown man. I got a family too. You ain't going to come here and disrespect me and talk to me like you're talking to, this kid at Andrew Luck at Stanford, or, whoever it is there. You're not going to talk to me like that, because these college kids will take it because their goal is to get to the next level, which is the NFL. And once you get to the NFL, you're making more than these coaches. Like, that's the same thing. When you're in college, what do you call your coach? Coach. When you're in the NFL, you got guys calling their guys
Jim.
Their first names. You know what? That was, so that's what I'm trying
Jim
to
Bob Cooter.
Yeah.
I say, oh, Jim Bob Cooter every time. Like, oh man.
Yeah,
I
man.
think the ever-changing landscape of recruiting is a way to say, you know what, I don't want to do this. I'd rather go up there. I get it. That is one reason, a major reason why you probably should go up to the league. But
if they'll have him, I
if
just
they'll
don't know
have
if his style is even relevant anymore at that level. But hey, we said the same thing about him in Michigan, and he seemed to win. But
that
I don't know, man.
Why do you think Coach D's looking 10 years younger?
In other news,
speaking of Michigan, there's a little game coming up.
Other news,
yeah,
we're ready. We're ready for the way we played on Wednesday. Well, Tuesday. I'm sorry. The way we played on Tuesday, the amount of I guess chemistry that we finally are clicking. We got Malik Hall back. We got Hunter Dickerson, who is clearly the foe in all both football and basketball. Because clearly they ain't winning. Now we can look at, they might flip the script, and this is a rival. They're going to probably rise to the occasion, which they always seem to do. But the Breslin absolutely has to be rocking. Like, students are coming back early. They aren't in right now, but they will start on Monday. But they coming back. It's about to be rocking. And Hunter, you already know you are the main target, and it's happening. Like, it's gonna be vibing. Like, I feel like you're gonna got to watch out for Choo Choo. He might run out on the court streaking or something. You just
don't get arrested. Don't get arrested out there. Okay.
Don't catch a
Don't
case.
touch any players wearing maize and blue.
This game here, though, like, we got Hall back. Walker's shooting lights out. The thing we have to which Joey Hauser is gonna show up for this.
He's been consistent. He's been consistent these past games now.
Well, hopefully it continues. I pray it continues.
What about Sissoko?
Yeah, AJ Hogger. Look, we have now. Here's who I think is going to be the not unsung hero, because he's balling, but like
X Factor.
There we go. Jaden Akins and Pierre Brooks. When they are both out there just buckets, aggressive, driving, penetrating, passing it, getting people open looks, that's when we're clicking. Like, when Pierre and Jaden are like locked down defensively, like, they changed the atmosphere. Like, I've seen it time and time again when Gonzaga is a huge game that was a testament to how we played when we had like a small lineup. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we had that small lineup, but we had speed and
athleticism, man. They can get to the rack.
Down the court. We basically ran them off that court, and then obviously made adjustments when we got in foul trouble. But when you got those guards playing guard play, like Izzo has his guards playing,
that's Izzo ball right there.
Unstoppable, man. And just, can't wait. The guys are resting up. Can't wait, because 2:30, let them out the gate, baby. Let's
go. It's going to be exciting, man. We'll report back and see how that game goes, but we will be live on the set there. Huh? We got two of us are going to be there. At least two guys are going to be there. I need to see some live shots, guys. All right? Report to everybody on the social medias. Let everybody know what's really going on there. First half, second half, halftime, all that stuff. Even the pregame. Take them to the pregame meal. Let them see what's really going on out there. All right, guys. Now, some unfortunate news that happened today, or actually yesterday. Elijah Collins has entered the transfer portal.
You already know, man. I love this dude, man. This dude is a solid guy, man. Like, from what he came up with, starting up basketball player. Coach D spotted him on the court, got him on the football field, and you see what he is today. I just felt like maybe he just didn't get a fair shot as much as he should have, but he also had to deal with the COVID years and cancellation of the season and having played in those 8 games once the Big Ten Conference, approved it. He did everything that he was not told to do, but he did everything that as a player, as a leader does when you have these coaching changes, and he adapted the new coaching staff, and he was a team player ultimately. Think about what he went through when K9 came, and for that aspect to be a huge teammate to him, I feel like he showed a lot of grit, a lot of perseverance, and whoever gets Elijah Collins 2-4 is going to get a dog, and you're going to get everything that a player is supposed to be. And so whatever he decides, or whoever coach gets him in the new program, they're going to be very satisfied that you're going to get a hard worker and a guy who's built tough, man. So obviously sad news that he's no longer going to be in the green and white, but he did do all that he could for this program, and huge testament to his loyalty and his Spartan pride there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a guy that, the ultimate teammate, the ultimate team player. We saw that when, like you said, when Walker came in, he could have easily transferred out of there, but he stuck around, like you said, and it's no secret, I'm a big Elijah Collins guy. When this came out, I reached out, talked to Javon, hey man, you see Elijah is leaving. He's like, yeah, man, it hurts, because, Javon was one of the people that helped recruit him to East Lansing. And, but, I'm glad because I think he wasn't as appreciated here as another program will appreciate him. So I'm glad that he's going somewhere else, that he's going to get the opportunity. It's just going to be football. His mind on football. He already graduated with a degree from Michigan State. So now it's going to be an opportunity for him to go out there and just enjoy the game of football and play his ass off. And hopefully he can, put enough film together and get a shot at the next level.
Yeah, definitely hats off to him for his great career. I mean, he will be missed. I'm sure a lot of Spartan faithful, all over, the casual fan, the detail fan, guys that are Spartan dogs, we all love Elijah Collins and what he's been able to accomplish as a Spartan dog. Forever a Spartan dog. Elijah Collins does hit the transfer portal. In other news, yesterday was one Coach Mel Tucker's birthday. So happy birthday, Coach Tuck.
Yeah, happy belated, man. Look, man, Coach Tucker's got swag, dude. Like, just every kicks he brings out, like, it just makes you be like, man, my kicks are bummy, man. Like, I always look at what he got.
You see that price tag on them boys, and you're like, ooh, no.
Yeah, he's like, I got these drops, man. These shoes dropped 2 years ago. Like, just a dude, man. And obviously, you would want to play for a guy like that, man. And one, happy belated birthday. Hope you got everything you wanted for the birthday, but he already got it all, man. So I'm sure he wants to have the program win. So he wants some dubs now, man. And I think he's got a class that he's going to be able to groom and develop, and the coaching staff are excited about. But I know they're ready to get it cracking for winter conditioning and get into spring ball. So happy belated birthday, Coach.
Happy belated birthday.
Oh yeah. And before we get into some special news for one of us, there's reports that Marco Coleman will no longer be with the program. He is going back to Georgia Tech to coach, I imagine, defensive line, but that's a defensive tackles coach, defensive line coach, Marco Coleman, who spent 1 year here at Michigan State, is now returning to Georgia Tech to coach. So there's news, fellas.
That is weird. News of one, I don't know, man. I'm wondering if there's obviously shuffling. You talked about this, Stray, like there was going to be some coaching changes. I didn't expect for Coach Coleman to be one of those guys, but when you got a Coach Jordan and you got a Coach Vickerson, maybe they can handle it.
I surely hope that it's Vickerson. I surely hope that it's him.
Right,
he's a guy,
Spartan dog,
as it should be.
As it should be, and if it's something different, something's wrong, man. Because Coach Vic has we're regardless of X and O's, he has the relationships. As you see on the sideline time and time and again, he's getting those guys prepared for battle, but you see the love that he has for the guys, the young little bros that are Spartan dogs. He has the love for it, and he's paid the price and reward the green and white, and he's done his time. He's earned his stripes in the coaching ranks. Give that man some love. Get him into the system as a top coach, man, and help him propel himself to become a bigger coach at a different program or here. Well, we will love to do it here. And Coach Vic, Kev, get it right, get it tight, baby. I hope you got our support. You already know that from the jump. So.
1,000%. Man. I mean, this guy who played over a decade in the NFL, right? And he understands the nuances of the position, and he speaks the language. I mean, look, defensive linemen are a special breed. We all know that. Like as former players, look. You don't talk to a wide receiver the same way you talk to a defensive lineman. It's just what it is. You know, quarterbacks are different than defensive linemen. And you need a guy that understands that in order to attract those guys, the kind of guys that you really, really need, those guys that are going to play on Sunday. You got to have a guy who's been there and understands that and has done that. And Coach Kevin Vickerson is that guy. So hopefully that's the move.
Absolutely. He's one of the only guys you have to brace yourself when he gives you a hug because he's going to slap the hell out of your back.
Hey, you'd be like Cat Williams, like, oh, the Matrix.
Right. Exactly.
Well, all right. And special news for one of us. Choo has an upcoming book that is being released. Choo, congratulations on the book release that you're going to be having, brother.
Thank you.
Author, brother. He's talking about
published author.
He's a Rhodes Scholar. He's the
look at it
out of us all.
Run
a book
from African Civil War to the NFL.
Yeah, you know, I'm proud of this. This is a project I'm really proud of. It's something that, you know, I've talked about in the past of, you know, from the line of doing public speaking and you know, having the opportunity to come from a civil war in West Africa to come to Michigan State to help mold me and form me into the person I am, play the game of football that brought us, you know, together, this brotherhood that brought us together, and, you know, blessed with the opportunity to play at the next level. And now having this book come out there, hopefully, you know, people get it, read it, and draw some inspiration from it, because at the end of the day, you know, we sit on this show and I always he ha ha and everything like that. And, you know, the biggest thing after all I went through, from literally walking over dead bodies, refugee camp to refugee camps, why not? I'm on a show with my boys that we played the game, blood, sweat, tears, everything with it. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to enjoy it. That's why you always see me with a smile on my face. And hopefully, you know, people get the book. It's going to be released late summer, early fall. It's going to be a quick, comfortable read. It'll get you in. It's a roller coaster ride. And at the end of it, you know, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to draw inspiration from it and, you know, say, hey, if he can accomplish those things, the obstacles that I come through in my life, I can accomplish those as well.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
You do have one heck of a story, doesn't he? I mean, it's gonna be
interesting. We talked about, like, remember the ride back from Penn State?
Yeah.
And I knew the story, but I didn't know the depth of it, where we went into that much detail. And I just looked at Stray's face when you was telling those stories, and like Stray was like he's like what? Like, I remember seeing him the whole time, and Choo was like, yeah, absolutely. Like he's like, yes. But like, I mean, let's before we wrap, man, like quickly, Choo, you know, you talked about your family and like your father being in the government, like a government official, and like coming from a, you know, a distinguished family, like your family name was everything, but then how quickly it changed to where then you got to fight for your life and go. You know, quickly give us a quick shed your light on kind of the story that, you know, it's almost the prelude of what to expect, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, what you're going to go deep dive, but talk about it quickly for the fans, our subscribers, on what to truly expect from the book.
Yeah, the book is just, highlighting my story, my life of what I went through. Many people went through this civil war back in West Africa. And, my father, he was in the government. When the war started, all the government officials had to leave their families. My father was assassinated in that civil war. And, like I said, we were going refugee camp to refugee camp. Couldn't, barely had food to eat, place to sleep, but had the opportunity to come to America, a small town, knew nothing about football, played soccer, and had the opportunity to play football starting in 9th grade, get a scholarship to Michigan State. Totally changed my life. And, like I said, it's just an inspiration, something inspirational, having the opportunity to come start over and build on that. Didn't let the hardships of everything that I went through hold me back. I didn't use that as an excuse to why I couldn't find success. And and surrounding yourself with good people. So that's a lot of the stuff of what the book's about, but it takes a deeper dive into it.
Wow.
Absolutely. I won't go into more detail because I wanted to ask you another question, but we'll say that
wait.
when it comes.
We'll wait
We'll
when that
wait
book
on that.
out,
We'll wait
we
on
can
it.
drop the links everywhere for people to get their copy because it's going to be a good one. I can't wait, man.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on that. It's great news and great show, fellas. I think that Jordan Hall, we're in good hands there. Harbaugh is up to his antics once again, no doubt.
His antics.
Big time basketball game coming up. So long, Elijah, and happy belated birthday to Coach Tuck, and see you later, Marco Coleman. Thanks for the season. But for Otis Wiley, Jehuu Caulcrick, I'm Jason Strayhorn. This is Sparta. Have a good night. God bless, and go green.
Go white.
Go white.
This is Sparta MSU as a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Pete Menez with additional support from Tony Costella. Operations and social media support is provided by Alicia Strayhorn with support from Cecily Max Brown. On-location technical support is provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our hosts Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta News, please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.